Visualize your next objective and let's go. set again.
All right, so right, y'all probably just witnessed all that dumb shit. I knew the mic was off. I just didn't turn it on for a reason because I didn't want to try to hear me snapping. Like, why the fuck is this bull? But yeah, anyway, yeah, this is not one of the cars that was just driving around. Don't want to hear that. Hold on. Yeah, let's show y'all the first car. But here's the first one I just bought. I mean, that's 14. Oh, that's 6. Yeah, that's 14. I'm tripping. Oh, it's a 240S. But, you know, probably gotta adjust the suspension. But, yeah. But yeah, I basically give y'all a glimpse of the new route. So I'm gonna run it with this drum now. But I mean, I kept the stock drums in there. I thought they was nice. But yeah. I had to stop at the red light because I had to collect this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My dad, man, that shit fucked me up.
Let's just rewind that one.
Yeah, all right. I think this was the first one. My bad. I was just letting you look at it. Had a moment of silence, like shit, didn't know, like shit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next one now. Then this next one, I might have to upgrade it though. Like, appreciate you, bro. Talking about this bad boy right here. I said I got some upgrades for. Oh, shoot. All right. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. They don't got no good room for this car. That's sad. Damn, they don't really got a lot of upgrades for this fucking car. That's kind of ass, low key. Why I gotta get the M right there? I want that stripe. I want that stripe. That stripe nasty. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this build ugly for real. I don't like how they did that. Well, fucking boss, you don't know how to start up. This John just want to spin for real, and I was only fucking here. Don't judge me. The steering wheel, like, force feedback, this bitch kickbacks crazy. Ain't trying to break my wrist. It didn't want to yank back as hard as I thought it could. That shit was bad. I tried so hard just to pull that ball. Well, we just not gonna talk about that one. Real life, I'm dead. I done flipped off that shit. Yeah, I'm playing on steering wheel, bro. This shit retarded. Ooh. I wish I could show you, but yeah, no, I ain't with the camera shit yet. But yeah, I'm gonna show you my last car. Even though I showed you already in a sense, but you know, I just wanted to show the GTR. That's like, yeah, they're easy to get, bro. No bullshit. Go to GameStop, grab a GameStop set up. It's like, I think like 199, 200, 230, like that, something like that. And then go on Amazon and get the wheelbase set up. That way you could put the steering wheel and stuff on a little platform and stuff like that. It's the last baby, the last beauty. I don't want to do too much, but yeah. Yeah. Got the intake headlight missing. Got the wide body kit on there because you know it's not a GTR without the kit on there. But yeah, I'm gonna show you this last one on this route. But yeah, if you want, you can check out my other videos and shit like that, bro, to see the other routes and shit like that. I be trying to find new routes on here every day. I'll run them a couple times, then I'll find like either buy a car or pick another car. Appreciate you, bro. But yeah. This the best part about Motorfest. They done put some icons on here with right hand drop. They should have been doing that, to be honest. It was no surviving that. Whoever was watching this shit, it was no surviving. I'm hitting the braces, still hitting the gas and sliding at the same time. To be honest, I honestly thought she was gonna pull over as hard as I'm pulling it to the left. It was not pulling to the left. That's bad. That was just on me. I ain't gonna lie. You know, when you give the car too much gas and try to turn, it's gonna continue to go straight. That's exactly what just happened. But yeah, this is the route for real, the new route. And I just bought these cars. I just blew like fucking 1.2 on these films. But yeah, it's a good route. That's for anybody that's really like trying to run it with, like, do toggle runs and shit like that. Fit wrong. But yeah, probably going to end it right about here. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my GTR. Even though y'all just see me mac the fuck out crazy as shit at the end, but this one definitely ran that course right there a little faster than the other two. That S14, the first one, that shit was just too slidey. Like every time you gas it around the corner in third gear, you're just sliding off rip. The M5 was definitely cool until it just wanted to spin. But this one, even though it's all-wheel drive, that's probably the reason why it ripped through that gun better than the other two. But yeah, a little realistic build. But yeah, what I'm trying to do I'm just showing everybody like little routes like this, so everybody can get used to the routes. If I blow up, you know what I mean? Oh shit. But if I show everybody enough routes, then we can get races popping, and then we can start doing cash games with toggle races instead of drag races, shit like that. Because who ain't trying to make a race off a game race? I mean, who ain't trying to make money off a game race? Shit like you put some gas. But yeah, that's about it. Probably gonna grab some more money, then top up on another 3. You never know yet. See, look, that's how you know I'm on steering wheel. You see how it's stuck? See controller? That's how you know with somebody on controller. You turn it back. Look, that's the steering wheel. That's the controller. Steering wheel, controller, steering wheel. See how slow it turns. Controller just eek. But the difference in the steering wheel, this motherfucker really go slow. Turn. Steering wheel go faster. Go faster. But yeah, I'm gonna end this show right here. But appreciate you for tuning in and shit like that game. Hopefully you can get a steering wheel and we could be racing on these toggle maps. Well, these toggle routes I got on here. Definitely trying to get some crazy ass races popping. And I want to do some more videos for races like that. We get probably 4 people race down a mountain, but all had some low tier cars. So I feel like if you had the wrong tier car and try to race through the zone, it's gonna be too fast, and then But just levels to these sheets, my friend. But yeah, appreciate you. Even if right here. Peace.